Alrighty, we are live, we're good to go. We are talking essential oils and fitness tonight, myself and my sister Claudia. So we're super excited to share this stuff with you all. Okay, so can you see the screen? You can just do a thumbs up that you see this. Yeah? Claude, can you see it?
Yep.
Okay, great. So we're talking about essential oils and fitness. And first things first, a quick introduction. So my name is Jade Almaleh, and I have been using oils, are you all, sorry about this. Hang on one sec. I've been using oils for about 3.5 years, and I started using them because my 16-month-old was not well. She had fevers, and then she had a febrile seizure. And I just felt that I wasn't getting many answers. So I started to do some research, and I discovered that there are other alternatives to traditional drugs and medicines. So I started using Young Living essential oils. I got started with my personal premium starter kit, and I actually made a roller for her for temperatures. And when she got her next fever, I actually ended up using it on her about 3 weeks after I got my kit, and her temperature went down, and I was just blown away. Since then, we have been drug-free in my house, and there are oils for everything. So it was natural and easy for me to share with other people about what they do, how they work, and how we can use them to better ourselves and better our lives and just live a healthier lifestyle. So again, I'm Jade. I'm actually South African, and I am currently living in San Diego in the United States. And my heart and passion is with these products and with this company. And so it gives me so much joy to be able to talk about this to all of you guys in South Africa. So that's that. Claude, do you want to give you a little intro?
Sure. So, hi, my name is Claudia, and my sister Jade actually got me into essential oils probably about 1.5 years ago. No, end of 2017. And I was a little bit skeptical at first, but my daughter got a little planter's wart under her foot once, and my sister told me to put oregano and thieves oil underneath it for 2 weeks, and the next thing it literally went black and like burnt off basically, and I was like sold. So I've been using them properly since last year January, and yeah, I love essential oils. I've got my favorites, and I love gym, and I'm a big sauna addict, sauna and steam bath, and I use my oils a lot in the sauna and steam bath and at gym.
Awesome. Thanks, Claude. So yeah, Claudia is like a fitness holic, for those of you who don't know that. She's amazing. And so it was really fun for her to actually integrate using these oils in her practice. And so when Claudia and I were discussing, well, what class should we do? She's like, fitness, of course. I love to talk about oils and fitness. So Claude and I, jointly came up with this idea and created this class for you guys to just share, mostly from Claudia's experience, how she's using them. Fitness is still something I'm working on, but I do love to use my oils before I go for my walks and things. Okay, so tonight we're going to briefly discuss what essential oils are. There's some people who jump on who've never even heard of an essential oil. So we'll talk about that. We're going to discuss how they work, why Young Living, because we know that there's so many other brands, then enhancing your fitness, and some next steps that you can take. Okay, so what are essential oils? And I think, there we go, I'll move the screen here. So essential oils are the lifeblood of a plant. So they are there to protect and strengthen a plant. They're unique, and they're a volatile fluid. Each one is really unique. It's adaptogenic. They're antiviral, antifungal, antiseptic, and antibacterial. So a lot of the good antis. And then they are extracted from the roots, leaves, barks, and seeds. It depends on where the most nutrition exists in a plant. And they use low heat and steam distillation or resin tapping to actually extract the essential oil from the plant. They are tiny in size, and this is what makes them really super, super effective. So the size of them, inside each drop there is 40 million trillion molecules. So they are extremely concentrated, And we know and say that they're 70 times stronger than any herb that you'd find in your garden. So Claude, this is you. How quickly do they work?
So how quickly
Claude?
do essential
Hello?
oils work? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. So in 20 seconds, the molecules reach the brain. In 2 minutes, they would be found in the bloodstream. In 20 minutes, they will affect every cell in your body. And how does that work? Their tiny size, our inherent human receptors make them the perfect natural medicine. So it's actually quite amazing how quickly they reach the brain, 22 seconds. So yeah.
That's it. And what's interesting to note here is that traditional medicine is going to have a certain chemical, and it does not cross the blood to brain barrier because the chemical composition of traditional drugs is too big, so it cannot be broken down and it cannot penetrate that. So essential oils can. All right, then we have 3 methods of use, and Claude, you can explain this.
So there's aromatic, which is like in the air, so you can like smell in your hands or on your wrists, or you can put it in a diffuser. There's topical, so you can put it with a carrier oil like a coconut oil or jojoba oil, almond oil on your skin. And then there's internal use, so you can actually put a drop of peppermint in a glass of water before you train, which is what I do. And it kind of like wakes me up. So you can take it internally as well. And you can also put it in capsules.
Awesome. Okay, and then just to note that not all essential oils are safe for internal use. And currently in South Africa, we are still actually working on getting the license to state that our oils are safe for internal consumption. So right now we know, and I can tell you guys that I use them safely internally because we actually have a range called the Vitality range, which is essentially just a labeling thing. But you know that once you have lemon essential oil, that you've already learned that it is safe for internal use. It doesn't matter if you have, and Claudia's showing you the Vitality version of that or the non-Vitality version, it's the same thing in the bottle. Okay, so why Young Living? For me, this is such an important piece of this. And I can tell you, when I was personally doing research on which essential oil company am I going to go with, this really mattered a lot to me, only because I didn't know anything that I now know about essential oils. And before bringing Young Living into my home and my life, I absolutely bought things on Amazon. I bought oils at, whatever local store I could find them. And I thought like the best deal was just the best thing. So I've now learned that there is so much that goes into it. And of course, when I wanted to use it on my 16-month-old at the time for temperatures, I wanted to make sure I was using the very best quality stuff. So Young Living goes beyond organic cultivation processes, meaning we know that in South Africa, there is the company called EcoCert, and they are the ones that are working to make sure that people are following organic practices. Young Living in the States, by the way, we have, it's called, what is it called here? The USDA, and that certifies organic. Young Living is a global company, and so we cannot actually have a certification of organic on our products. But we know that whatever standards there are, we go way beyond those. So we have native farming practices, over 25 years of experience, and a lot of positive energy. And that might sound a little bit hoo-hoo to anyone, but what that actually means is they care so much that even the people on the farms have to have a good, positive attitude to even work in the farms, because they believe that energy is everything and everything is energy. And they've actually done 2 different studies where they had one plant and they spoke badly and negatively to it. So you had plant A and plant B, and both of them were getting equal water, equal nutrition, but plant A was being spoken to really badly and saying, you're terrible, you're going to die, you're awful, you're not giving us anything. And plant B was being told, you're amazing, you're growing, you're thriving, thank you for giving us oxygen. And plant B thrived and plant A wilted and died. So they very much believe in being kind to our plants and treating them with the utmost of respect. Okay, harvesting and distillation practices. So Young Living uses the correct time to harvest their crops. We actually literally do batch testing, which means we go out at 12 p.m., at 3 p.m., and we take crops from the heart. We harvest crops, and we determine what the ideal time is to actually harvest that crop before we distill. And when we distill, we're using low heat. It's one-time distillation only. That is so important. And a quick thing on that, imagine that you're ordering a coffee and you get an espresso and you're the first person of the day. So you've got the coffee beans, the water, the machine, it runs through the machine, and one-time distillation means you are the first person that got the purest coffee. It's the strongest, it's the most potent. The next person comes in and the barista just adds more water into the machine. So that person is getting a two-time distilled. It means it's a little more watered down, and so on and so forth, until like the fifth person comes in and the barista just kept adding water in the machine. So the fifth person, the argument could be, if they're like, ugh, this coffee doesn't taste so good, and the barista could say, well, you saw me at the machine, I made it for you, and a coffee is a coffee. That is what, unfortunately, other essential oil companies and labels are saying and doing. They are labeling their things as 100% pure, and it's truly not. They're adding synthetics, they're adding carrier oil into that, and it's not pure. So Young Living 100% does what we call one-time distillation, and what's in that bottle is absolutely that plant and nothing more and nothing less. So we have what's called a seed to seal promise. From the time that seeds are chosen, they're non-GMO seeds, until the time that bottles are actually sealed. Young Living has monitored every single part of the process. The only time we have third-party people come in is when they're testing our stuff, because it would be very biased to say, oh, it looks amazing. So they do come in and they test that what we're saying it is what it is. We own our own farms, and we have an open door policy. We're the only essential oil company that does this. We are very transparent. Anyone can actually visit any of our farms. And there is one in South Africa. They're just bringing it up to seed to seal standards. And then we cannot wait for them to open the doors. But until then, they're still working on the safety of the farm. And they're also working on bringing it up to our seed to seal quality commitment. So we have extensive in-house and external testing as well. Okay, jumping right into Copaiba. So I'm going to talk about Copaiba chloride.
Yep, so here
Yep,
is
awesome.
what it looks like.
Yeah, cool. I have mine too here.
Oh,
so
okay.
we pronounce this Copaiba. It's very versatile, and it's actually great smelling. It's quite a light, mild essential oil. It comes from Leguminaceae, but it's so hard to pronounce these words. It's a flowering plant. It's found in Brazil and Ecuador, and it is steam distilled. So the common uses for Copaiba is that it supports circulation, it supports respiratory wellness, it helps with occasional aches and pains, and it's a magnifier oil, meaning that when we use it with other oils, it actually brings out the properties of the other oils even more so. By the way, Copaiba is also the one essential oil we love and use for teething babies. So you can actually use it neat. You would put one drop like in the palm of your hand, clean hands, of course, use your pinky and rub it on your baby's gums. I know we're talking about fitness, but I love to throw that in because I work with moms and babies and it comes up all the time. Okay, Raven, Claude. Here's Raven.
So Raven is a great oil to put on your chest, like just before a workout, because it opens up your respiratory channels. So yeah, make a chest rub, mix with coconut oil, apply to your chest. And it's also good for your nails to use as a cuticle cream. Put a drop in your pedicure tub for the purifying properties. I'm actually going for a pedi tomorrow, can't wait. So I'll take my Raven oil with me. And yeah, I always use my Raven, and I also use RC. They're quite similar, except Raven's got wintergreen in it, which is great for working out. And then it's also good for clarity. Diffuse or inhale directly to clear the mind, and apply to wrists, chest, or the appropriate VitaFlex point before your workout. Let this intoxicatingly fresh smell get you pumped.
Okay, that's awesome. I actually love to put Raven in my diffuser at night to sleep too. So again, I know our focus is on fitness, but I do want to share some of the ways that both of us are using these, a little more than just fitness. And Raven, for me, the reason I love it at night, it's also excellent for asthmatics. We prefer Raven over RC for asthmatics. And it is a fantastic oil to just open up your lungs, as Claudia was saying, to put on your chest before. So this is why I love it before nighttime to sleep, because when we get more oxygen, we actually sleep better. Okay, peppermint. So peppermint, funny, I don't have my peppermint oil on me right. Oh, I do. I put it in the diffuser, so it's behind me. Thanks, Claw. So peppermint oil comes from a mint family. It's found in North America. It's steam distilled. It's not just for candy canes around Christmas time, but it's perfect all year round for many uses. And some of the common uses that we use peppermint for, it supports respiratory wellness. So again, it's really going to open up your chest. Claudia mentioned that she puts a drop in her water. I want to say that that is really hardcore. Claudia's the intense version.
I actually used to go to bars and clubs and I'd put a drop on my tongue, like just before I arrived at the club. And it just woke me up and I felt like I had the best breath. So I loved my peppermint.
Right. And so people who don't love to chew gum, which happens to be Claudia, because she cannot stand gum. So that's peppermint is a fantastic alternative. For me personally, one drop on my tongue is way too strong. So I actually would put it, you know, where I can like just touch it a little bit and put my pinky finger on my tongue. But it's a great essential oil for waking you up. And we actually love to diffuse peppermint and lemon together. That's our wake up blend. So if before you're working out, or if you're feeling a little bit tired or need some motivation to get going, and or if you have a gym at home, a home gym, this is a wonderful blend to just be having diffusing. It also helps relieve occasional aches and pains. This morning I woke up with a headache and I literally put peppermint on my temples. You do need to be careful because if you do get it in any, peppermint is a hot oil. So if you get it in any orifice like your eye or your mouth or like the top of your lip, you're going to feel a burning, tingling sensation. And if you do, you just want to take carrier oil to dilute it out. So make sure that you know with hot oils, we're going to use carrier oil to dilute things out instead of just soap and water. Okay, so another idea is add a couple of drops to a cup of Epsom salts for an invigorating and soothing bath. So again, oil and water don't really mix that well, and we do say you can put in your water to drink because you're going to get through all that water and you're going to drink it, no problem. But in a bathtub, it's going to want to sit on the surface of the water, and that can be very irritating for our skin. So instead, we want to put it in Epsom salt so that it can fully dilute in that, and you know it acts like it's a mixing agent before you throw it into water. Okay, Panaway.
So Panaway is one of my absolute favorite oils. I do not go anywhere without Panaway. I take it to the gym in my bag, in the sauna, and I massage it on my shoulders because I've always got tense shoulders, and I apply carrier oil, Panaway, and I massage my knees and my shoulders. Panaway is a blend. It's got helichrysum in it, wintergreen, clove, I think. Yeah, and peppermint. Yeah, it's great. So it says that a lot of people we know have been training for 5K race and use it once or twice a week to help with their shins and calves. And they report that it's amazing. It is totally amazing. And yeah, it's got wintergreen, helichrysum, clove, and peppermint, as I said. Dilute with carrier oil and rub on affected areas. I always use it on my shoulders, and it is amazing in the sauna. And you can also put it in Epsom salts in your bath. Love it. And it smells
awesome.
like wick.
It does smell like wicks. It's really funny. We did that like smell test when I first got it because here in the States, no one knows what wicks is. And when I first smelled it, I'm like, oh my gosh, it smells like wicks. And everyone's like, okay, what do you mean? Like a candle wick?
And it's called Panaway for pain away.
Exactly, pain away, that's right. And so we had to be careful with our labeling because we have the FDA regulating our stuff and there's certain terminology we cannot use, which is so silly, but this is just a nice way to remember that it's for pain away, like Claudia said. This is a great one for husbands or any men in your life that have occasional backache. So you can actually put 2 drops in about a 1/4 cup of some coconut oil and make a rub, and then rub that where their pain is. By the way, something I didn't mention in the very beginning of our call, just very briefly, but we are going to be giving a giveaway, and the only way we can do that is if we have your email addresses. So there isn't much time during the 30-minute segment here. So if you can, just in the chat, please type out your email address, and then that'll automatically enter you. And we will also do a follow-up email for you just about this class. We're not about bothering people or aggravating anyone, but we want to make sure you get entered into our raffle. Okay, Citrus Fresh. So Citrus Fresh features orange, grapefruit, and mandarin, tangerine, lemon, and spearmint. I love this essential oil. So where Claudia hardcore puts peppermint in her water, I put citrus fresh in mine. And just a quick reminder, you want to be using a stainless steel bottle or a glass bottle. You do not want to be using plastic, because especially when we're using good quality oils like Young Living, when you put it into plastic, it's going to leach the rubbish and the petrochemicals out of plastic, and then you're going to be drinking that. So we don't want that. Make sure that your bottle is stainless steel or glass. And by the way, I do 1 drop in this whole thing, and it really helps me to drink more water. So some other reasons for using citrus fresh is for a better mood. Anytime we want to improve our mood, we want to use any citrus oils, but I love citrus fresh. It's also a great one if you have little ones and they're like getting into sibling rivalry. Seriously, trust me and try this at the end of a day. It's great for immune support because it's got so much vitamin C, and you're going to get D-limonene. So important. And just a quick side note, but those are the things that really help us to prevent getting viruses and, you know, flus and all the rest of it. So if you know what I'm saying, this is the time where we really need to be aware of that. So I definitely want to make sure you guys are getting that. To clean the air, you can diffuse 3 to 5 drops to purify the air in your home and remove odors. And it's fantastic for clarity and energy. So diffuse it while studying to help promote mental clarity and or to increase your energy. This is another favorite use for me, is my laundry. I actually didn't bring down my dryer wool balls, but usually instead of using a dryer sheet that is full and loaded with toxins, and that's actually one of the most toxic things found in a household, is going to be things like fabric softeners and things like dryer sheets, because they are loaded with chemicals to try and get it to smell good. So instead, use dryer wool balls and add a citrus fresh onto that and throw it into the laundry in the dryer. Lemongrass, Claude.
Well, I love lemongrass. It reminds me of Thailand. So lemongrass helps with occasional poor circulation. It supports digestion. It soothes achy muscles, and it can help reduce the appearance of varicose veins. And you can also add 1 to 2 drops to a cup of Epsom salts, and it pairs well with Copaiba. And it lowers cholesterol, which is huge for me because I have high cholesterol, and I was on schedule 5 medicine, and I actually went off it recently because it was actually hurting my feet. It was like causing cramps in my feet. I don't know if anyone else has been on Aspivor, but I went off and I've been having lemongrass ever since. And my cholesterol, I had a test, it was lower than when I was on Aspivor. So it's amazing. And it smells really yummy.
That's awesome, Claude. And I've actually tried it myself too. So this is genetic. We have the genetic high cholesterol. And so it doesn't matter what you're doing in your diet, it's just genetic. And for those of you who are wanting to know how to use that or what to do, you just need to take empty capsules, which Young Living does sell. But if you're not finding it, I think in South Africa, you don't yet have the capsules. So you guys can actually get from a health food store, you can get a vegetable capsule. The size is 00. You open it up, it's so easy. No joke, my husband was making capsules last night for immunity bombs, different thing. But you would put 2 drops of lemongrass, and then you want to add a carrier oil like olive oil, because it's going to help to just mix better in your stomach to take that. And I like to do, for people who have cholesterol, start out with just 1 capsule in the morning. And if you're still finding that your levels are high, you can increase it to 2 drops twice a day in a capsule. So that's lemongrass. Another favorite way that I personally use it was PMS and aches and pains. This is going to be the anti-inflammatory oil. So this was in my PMS roller, which happens to be in a little like pouch that I carry with me all the time. And so I add, you know, lemongrass is in that, along with Panaway and Copaiba, and that is my PMS roller, and I roll it where it hurts. All right, moving on.
And
deep relief.
It's also helped, sis, one more thing, it's also helped me with a UTI once. I had a bladder infection, and I bergamot and lemongrass, and it really helped.
Great tip. Thank you, Claude. Yes, and for that one, you can actually even do just lemongrass, 1 to 2 drops. It's quite strong in a shot glass of water, but just take that down and it absolutely will help a UTI. You just want to catch it very quickly. All right, moving on to deep relief. So they do sell deep relief in a nice roller bottle like this. And this is called a roll-on. So if you're looking for it, it's deep relief roll-on. And the other thing that you can do is take your Deep Relief, if you have the essential oil, and you can actually add the Aroma Glide Fitment on here. So this is like, for those of us who cannot get out to get a massage, which is basically all of us right now. So this is a massage in a bottle. It is amazing for its properties. I also love to use this for a headache, or if I just slept funny. But in terms of working out, we say aside from bottles of oils, Young Living is also known for its fantastic pre-blended and pre-diluted rollers. There are several to choose from, and we'll be going over 2 of them today. So Deep Relief is one, and simply put, if you work out, you need this roller. It's a blend that contains peppermint, lemon, balsam fir, copaiba, clove, wintergreen, helichrysum, vetiver, and palo santo. Men love this essential oil, by the way. It's a really like invigorating one. So Father's Day gift, no joke, this is amazing. It's pre-diluted with coconut oil for adults, and it should be diluted a little bit more for children. Another one that packs a punch, rub it on the sore back or other affected area for an immediate cooling sensation that feels incredible. Okay, Chloe, you'll talk about the other one, right? Breathe Again.
Yeah, so Breathe Again, also a great, I think in the picture of me in the beginning, I was holding Breathe Again. I also put it on my chest before a workout. It's got eucalyptuses in it, peppermint, copaiba, myrtle, manuka. It's pre-diluted with coconut oil, as Jade was saying, the rollers. And yeah, I put it on my chest, and it's also good for sinus. So you can actually put it on the bridge of your nose. I sometimes use it for my kids when they can't breathe. So yeah, Breathe Again is also a great roller to have.
Yeah, and I want to just mention with the Breathe Again, I find that even if like I don't even roll it, I actually just touch it on these 2 like sinus points, especially with kids, because we don't want to get it too close to the eyes, and we do want to dilute it a little bit more if we're doing it for kids. So if I was doing it for kids, I would take the roller in my hand like this, and then I would add some more coconut oil to that, and then I'd use my finger and get it a bit more controlled in those areas. Remembering that if it did anything goes in the eyes, we just use more carrier oil to dilute it out. But I have gifted Breathe Again to so many people during cold and flu season. So as it's getting colder for you guys, this is an essential oil you need to have. So you just want to add it to your list of goodies that you're getting. Okay, Ningxia Red, oh my heavens, here it is. I've actually been saving mine. I'm going to have mine now because it's still the morning here. This is an antioxidant ninja drink is what we call it, but it's actually pronounced Ningxia. It is made from wolfberry and a host of other all-natural juices and essential oils. Simply put, it's delicious. So a cool thing is we don't need to dilute this for kids at all. In my house, I actually don't really let my kids drink juice. So this is a juice I do let them drink. They absolutely love it. And you can give from 1 year old, even 6 months, it's not a problem. They can have a whole one of these each. Now, of course, if you're wanting to like save it, you're welcome to just share it between 2 kids or just use half if you have one and then save the other half for the next day. Just keep it in the fridge. A lot of people love this. Kept in their freezer or in their fridge, and we recommend drinking a packet every morning for an extra pick-me-up and to help support an immune system, all of our immune systems. For pregnant people or breastfeeding, amazing. This is amazing. It's going to help replace all the nutrients that you might not have enough of. So it's full of antioxidants. 1 ounce contains the same amount of antioxidants as 100 oranges or 59 broccoli florets. So if you can even have up to 2 Ningxia packets a day, but you don't need to. 1 is enough. Okay, and that kind of brings us to the end of the oils we wanted to talk about, and just in general, some of the stuff about working out. So I'm going to talk quickly about what's next. But before I do that, there were a couple of other little quick things Chloe and I wanted to share with you about our favorite things to use. One of mine is Stress Away, and at the end of the day or the end of a workout, this is such a beautiful oil. In South Africa, it's called YL Haven, so it's the same thing. And I put an Aroma Glide Fitment on it and use it on my wrists and behind my ears to help calm. And this is also a great one before bed and sleep at night. Another thing I wanted to talk to you about is keeping your gym equipment clean. So a fun way is by reusing your Thieves bottle. So you can just, once it's empty, keep the 15 ml bottle, and you can buy these spray toppers. I know Hello Bottles sells them, but you can make your own by putting about 4 drops or 5 drops of Thieves Essential Oil, and then you can put about 3 drops of lemon and a little bit of witch hazel, because we need an astringent, like a tiny splash. If I have to give you a measurement, a 1/4 teaspoon, fill it with water, and now you can actually spray your equipment, and that's a really nice thing to use. The other alternative, if you don't want to make your own little thing, in another spray bottle, use your Thieves multi-purpose cleaner and just spray your equipment and spray down your yoga mat or whatever else you're using. Flo, was there anything else you wanted to add there, quick?
Yeah, I was just going to quickly tell you about marjoram, because I also really like marjoram. It helps me with muscle cramps, spasms. Yeah, I also massage it on my like sore muscles after a workout. It's great.
Awesome. Thanks, Claw. Okay, so for those of you who are brand new and you're thinking, this sounds amazing, I'd love to get my hands on this. How do I do this? How do I get these essential oils? So we recommend that the best way to get started is with the premium starter kit. Okay, it's only 2,268 rand. If you were to buy each one of these oils, you would be getting it for 4,030 rand. So it is bundled, it's wholesaled and packaged and ready to go. And this is truly the best way to get started, because you're going to get a diffuser with it as well. Not all diffusers are created equal. A lot of people are like, oh, I have a cutesy diffuser, I just picked up a discount. You need to have a pharmaceutical grade plastic diffuser so that nothing is leaching. You don't want to be leaching the petrochemicals again. Now you're not going to get the benefit of the oils. You're actually going to be getting toxins that are being put into the air. So super important fact for you. And then the cool thing is, we like to say that, you know, you could go to Discam and get a bottle of lavender. You don't know what's in it. You don't know how it was made. And you just have probably a crappy bottle of lavender. Or you can get it from Young Living. And guess what else you get? You get a family. And that's so true. Honestly, when you get a starter kit, you get somebody who comes with it. It's almost like, you know, paying for a gym membership, let's say, or paying for a workout, and you get a personal trainer. Yeah, and the personal trainer is free. So the way that we work and the way that we do things is we hold your hand, we will guide you through. So with each one of these essential oils, there are so many different uses, and we like to help families get started by saying, you know, what are your top 3 ailments? Let's work together to help you to achieve optimum health in the family. So if you're interested in this, please, you know, you've got your email address in there. We will follow up, and I'll send you a link to help you get started, and then we will be in touch. So other resources for you, we have on our team Hello Essentials. And just to explain quick, Hello Essentials is the name of our team, but Young Living is the products that we represent. So I'm not in the business of distilling essential oils. I leave that to Young Living. They do an amazing job of it. I'm in the business of helping people to know how to use their products. So we have a WhatsApp group. We have several actually. They're all different cities. So you'll get relevant oily tips, recipes, resources, and answers to your questions with a beautiful community of oilers. We have our Instagram page, which is at hello.essentials.southafrica. Follow us for inspiration tips and other workshops that we do all the time. We have giveaways, and hopefully we make you laugh with our posts. And then we also have a Facebook group. It's a private group with an online community of oily friends and resources. We have another group called There's an Oil for That. So if you want to learn more, it's a free online class that you are welcome to ask for more information on that and go through what each of these essential oils can do and help you with. And that brings us to the end of this class. So I really hope it was informative for you guys. We can hang out for another minute or two if there's any questions. And before you jump off, truly thank you so much for taking the time. I know it's not easy with these times and kids and all the rest of it, but we love to share about these things. So make sure you've left us your email address. We will send one follow-up email. No one's here to pester or bother anyone, and it will have this replay of what we've done tonight if you want to go through and watch it again, and we will have some other ideas and resources and recipes. So thank you guys so much for joining tonight. Claude, is there anything else you want to say? No, all good? Okay, awesome. So
Sorry, I
yeah,
was
please.
muted. I just wanted to know, does anyone have any questions?
Yeah, you can ask a question by unmuting yourself, or feel free to just type it in the chat. I see most of you have given your email address, which is awesome. Thank you so much. So if you haven't yet, please make sure to give us your email address so that I can follow up and we can share all this information with you guys. Hey. Okay, sounds like a child's being naughty or a dog got out. So that's okay. I would take that as no one has any questions, which is totally fine. So thank you guys so much for joining. Have a wonderful evening and have a good sleep. We will let you know who the raffle is by tomorrow. We will go through this list and then we'll run a raffle and someone's going to get an awesome fitness related oily product to use to improve your fitness. So thank you again. And yeah, if you haven't, make sure, I'm going to keep this call active for another like 10 seconds. Make sure you quickly put your email address in there, because if I don't have that, there's no way for me to actually get you entered into this competition. I mean, into the raffle. I'm sorry, it's not a competition. So yeah, I will stay on here for a few more seconds. Any other quick questions about oils, fitness? I don't know how else to motivate you guys other than peppermint and lemon, and find a friend and do some stuff to hold you accountable.
Yeah, it's especially hard during lockdown to do workouts. I know I'm battling.
Okay, here's a question. Why is Raven preferred than RC? And to answer you, it's not that one is better than the other. They are different. RC has got all 3 types of eucalyptus in it. I find RC to be a lot stronger, and I feel like Raven is going to be much better for people with asthma, and it's just
Raven's
more
got
gentle.
winter green. Raven's
Right.
got a winter green in
yeah.
it, and winter green is good for pain. So that's probably why they thought, like, for fitness, Raven is good, because of muscle aches, pains. RC is more like colds, coughs, flu.
Yeah, that's it. So just something, you know, to understand. But for me personally, we don't have any respiratory issues in my family, and so we can use either or interchangeably. When I've had a daughter with croup, I used RC. So I really preferred that, because I feel like, you know, her body needed the stronger one. But again, for asthmatics, Raven. And then make sure it being safe for diabetics. I believe it is. Don't hold me to that. We can double check and let you know, Priya. But I've never heard of a person not having it for that reason. So I can double check and find. There's no sugar, you know, added. I believe it's just stevia in this, which is known to be safe for diabetics. Okay, and then Marlies is sharing that she learned peppermint is a natural performance enhancer, which is really cool, just by inhaling it. Yep, that's awesome. So again, you want to be careful if you're putting it in the palm of your hands, because it's a hot oil. So you do want to carrier oil if you're going to do that. But it's always nice to do an aromadome, which means drop the oil, rub, and just breathe it like that, like, you know, as just before doing a workout. Okie dokes. On that note, thank you guys so much for joining, and we will follow up with an email, which you can look out for receiving tomorrow, and we'll share who the winner is. So have a beautiful evening, and thank you so much for joining. We'll see you all hopefully soon. Bye for now.